Hello to my water signs. I am doing Cancer, Scorpio, and then Pisces today. It's just like your general weekly reading, but we're going to see what's showing up for you for this Scorpio full moon by Friday. And remember, it's always a couple days after Friday as well. The full moon energies sort of play out for a couple days and then even for a couple weeks. So Cancer, let's take a look at what this full moon, what's showing up for you by the weekend. Let's dive into it for my Cancers. Let's get a general message and plus I will do Aries through Pisces. I'm going to do Aries through Pisces as if it's just separate readings for each sign. I have hidden treasure. You're on the right track and a gift being revealed. There may be somebody coming into your life, somebody that is bringing you some sort of knowledge. That it's going to tell you something or give you a sign. Sometimes it comes in the most random ways. A friend or somebody on the bus, something really weird may come in and somebody will say something to you that just hits. All right. And it could be, maybe it's just this message that's telling you you're on the right track. Right. But that gift being revealed is showing, I feel like something tangible that's coming your way, something that feels like you finally can breathe and you just feel like, all right, all this is working in my favor. And maybe even it's a sign, with something you're manifesting and you finally get that sign, the go, or somebody's interested, or you run into somebody and they tell you something about somebody that you're interested in. And it sparks curiosity, like you never saw this coming. All right, so let's take a look at what is coming towards you right now, and then what is your biggest challenge. All right, I do see the Four of Swords here, and the Four of Swords is the overall energy at the bottom of the deck. And so it does show me that maybe you've been in this state of, sometimes not knowing what to do. You're trying to get over something, trying to heal. You've been given something, some space. Maybe, somebody has pulled away their energy from you, and you just don't know whether you should reach out, say something, or, you do have another sword here. So that always tells me, just give it a couple days, right? Give yourself a little bit of a reset. The Six of Cups is always this, reminds me of the Six of Cups right here. It's like somebody's on your mind and you're really yearning or wanting a connection with somebody to happen or come towards you, right? And you can't get this person off your mind, or even, and this could even be a friend or a situation. It can even be, I just want love in my life and I'm just wondering why, it's so quiet. Why is everybody so silent? Why am I not seeing anything move in my life? So let's take a look at what is coming towards you, and you have the Sun card. All right, so sunny days, right? Maybe there's been a few rainy days and you're just being asked to relax. Maybe some of you have been going at it so hard in your mind. How can I figure this out? What can I do? How can I express myself? And more so with a lot of you that come to my channel, it's more about, should I reach out? When will they reach out? When is this going to happen? What are they thinking? All these things. And, and this card here says, right now, you're being asked to just be silent, be quiet, let your person or let the situation marinate for a few days, or, think about you, miss you, right? Because the Sun card is showing up, which is telling me clarity. The sun is about to shine. And I do feel like the water signs are really going to feel this full moon. Of course, we're the most emotional. And this can be a friendship coming in, like I said, somebody coming in to bring some clarity to you. This could be a new friendship coming in. This can be, somebody saying, I want to grow. I want to get past something. I want to open up. I want to be honest. I want to talk to you. I just want to be in the moment. I just want to reconcile. All these things can happen with the Sun card, but the Sun does tell you that what is coming to you is this clearing up of whatever's been going on, the most difficult situation. I want you to think about it. When you come to readings, always think about what's really on your mind. Don't make us guess, we're here to help. But this is showing you that this is where it's going to clear up for you. And this can also be fallen in love. Some of you may be fallen in love with life again. Some of you may be fallen in love with a friend. Some of you may be fallen in love just with somebody that is new in your life. There could be new romance coming into your life. This always does mark ultimately another new beginning, energy. You have Leo energy, right? And Leo wants to have fun. Leo wants to have joy in their life. Leo wants to keep things upbeat, positive. And so this is all about the energy that's coming your way. What's your biggest challenge right now? What are you feeling? Look at this, the 9 of Swords. I think this was coming out yesterday in my Leo read, and maybe even Cancer. If you go to yesterday's all signs, a lot's on your mind, and you can act like it's not. You guys are good at that. You guys are good at looking at the sunny side of things, trying to stay positive while you're still giving so much of your mind and your empathy to others. And this is you questioning all your motives, all your actions, all the things in the past, losing sleep, and also worrying a lot about the future. So it does feel like a lot of you are living, this Sun card is asking you to live in the moment right now, because tomorrow is going to be completely different. So many of us are programmed to live in the future. What if this? What if that? What if I do this wrong? What if I say the wrong thing? What if they're moving on? What if they're with somebody else? What if they don't really care? There's space here. So this 4 of Swords can make room for all kinds of anxiety and unnecessary worry to come into your mind over a situation where God is saying, look, I'm on your side here. You're worrying about things, and there's nothing more I need you to do except release this worry. All right, so what does keep pulling you back? What's the problem? Your lack of confidence in yourself. You're underestimating yourself. All right, you've got to remember who you are. Some of you could be a Cancer Leo cusper, and there is a lot of fire coming in. But even if you don't have fire in your chart, heavy fire in your chart, this is still telling you that ultimately you're very positive and you have a lot of go in you and you have a vision, right? But some of you may be getting pulled back into an old vision that you once had for yourself, and something didn't turn out the way you wanted it to. So this anxiety that you're feeling right now could be that you're expecting the new situation to turn out the same as the old situation, and you're needing to give yourself more grace and love and know that you've learned your lessons from the past. All right, and whatever happened did happen for a reason, and it doesn't have to replay that way. So you need to give yourself more credit and know, and also take a look at what your new vision is. Are you worried about something that doesn't even fit with you anymore? Have you changed, right? Has your vision changed? But some of you maybe keep pulling back to something old because you're not seeing the new yet. All right, so let's see what else does Spirit wants you to know. And I'm seeing the 5 of Swords with somebody around you. It feels like somebody here really wants to clear something up with you. There may have been some mixed messages and some confusion, and I feel like a lot of you are looking on the outside. You're looking for answers through other people. You're seeing some gossip. Maybe some of you recently have heard somebody say something, or you're watching somebody's social media, or you're misinterpreting what you're seeing. All right, and the 5 of Swords can really play and cause a lot of damage when it comes to your mental health, right? You may see something and you may want to react or fix something or change something because of what somebody else has said or what you think other people are thinking. And this is where Spirit is telling you to take a step back. All right, now I do feel like there's going to be somebody that does say something to you that might clear up a misunderstanding, and that is what's coming towards you. And some of you may be still harping or dealing with, maybe there was a misunderstanding in the past. Maybe you did say something or somebody said something and it's really weighing on your mind. But this is where I see there's going to be some clarity. clarity, because this did come out for you recently, that maybe there are people around you that don't have your best interest at heart. And it doesn't mean that they're maliciously doing something or saying something, but some people just gossip. Some people just say things carelessly. Somebody around you may not have your best interest in heart, right? There could be some jealousy. There could be some quarreling. There could be something, and maybe that's just driving you crazy. Maybe you're just wondering, why does this have to keep happening? Why am I constantly dealing with this? All right. But you are being asked to step above that. I do feel like you have somebody special in your life, somebody who really cares about you, that is going to bring you the truth this week, the clarity this week, especially around that full moon. All right. So what is actually moving and shifting during this full moon? And you're seeing the Fool card. All right. The Fool card is talking about chances, new experiences, lots of new experiences. All right. And the Fool card is saying, pay attention to again, I do see somebody that could be entering your life, somebody that's coming in to tell you something. Now, somebody may say something foolishly, and this could be what I'm picking up on. Somebody may carelessly say something that makes you think you did something wrong, or maybe you could have handled it differently, or you don't understand why somebody is saying something about you, or what if the person that's on your mind is thinking this, or why did you say something in response to something someone says? What if it gets back to your person? Who knows what it is? But us humans, we have a way of, not getting the message across clearly, and rumors do spread. And this is what I'm feeling like. You have to remember who you are, because whoever it is that said something and whoever it is that you're worried about only sees you as the Queen of Wands. You are showing up as the Queen of Wands. And I'm being asked to say, remember who you are. All right. Because none of these people can say all they want to say, or you could have said something that you regret to somebody, but somebody is always going to remember you for who you really are. All right. Don't get pulled into this, this nonsense if that's the case, right? It's how you act and what you do that people see, and how you make them feel is what people remember. So on the full moon, you're getting a fresh reset. You're getting a fresh start. So I am seeing here with the Four of Swords, maybe this is when the good day comes in, maybe the weekend, maybe you hear something or a friend lightens things up for you. There could even be going somewhere, a celebration, and you're hearing some good news. All right. But the Fool card is also reminding you to be open to all kinds of new experiences, because your biggest challenge is the Nine of Swords, which tells me that you keep thinking and replaying stuff over and over. And what you replay in your head is what is the story you're keeping yourself in. Change your story. Things are not going to be the same as they were in the past. They're going to be different. Allow for the new energy to come into your life, and allow for the Scorpio full moon to bring to light what it is that you need to see. All right. You're being asked also to stay in the present moment and receive the love that you're meant to receive is what I'm getting. All right. And to release and maybe even heal and cleanse some of this anxiety that you're having about the future. All right. So let's take a look. I have Aries energy. I have Leo energy. You have even Sag energy. You have a lot of fire coming through for you. Right. And so this fire energy is transmuting, it's burning, it's going to release, it's going to manifest, some of the good things in your life. These full moons do that for us, right? But they also cleanse away a lot of our fears. So in the meantime, the full moon can bring up some of our deepest fears, and Scorpio will do that. And I know the Cancer hates that about Scorpio, right? Even though you love this Scorpios, right? But this full moon is going to bring up some of your deepest fears, and you're going to think it's real, it's worry, but it's really your feelings that you've carried, that you tuck, that is just coming up to say, I want you to release this. All right. So with that being said, let's look at Aries through Pisces for you and see for each zodiac sign what might happen, what to expect, or whatever message Spirit may have for you for each zodiac sign. And hello, everybody that's coming in. You guys, I'm always so happy to see all you guys. All right. So, and remember, Aries energy is showing up for you. And I do want my Cancers to remember, it's just, all the Aries energy is always going to be squaring you. And you're going to be hit with that every time major placements are hit in Aries. All right. So that's going to be you and battling, you know, Aries, which is ego, which is, you know, whatever falls in your chart too is where it's going to affect you the most, right? And it could be how you're being seen by other people. You may be questioning how you're being seen by other people. And again, I'm being told to tell you again, the Queen of Wands, people are going to remember you for how you make them feel and how things, how they, whatever, you know what I was going to say. All right, I got the Four of Pentacles at the bottom, so opening up your heart here. All right, some of you may be very fearful that something's going to not work out for you when it comes to your relationships. Now, the cards are just today's energy. This does not represent the outcome of your situation. I want you to remember that. It's just telling you the current energies and what may transpire by the full moon. All right, and it does start around now. So we have Aries, Four of Cups, all right? So Aries is not in a very good place, all right? But open your eyes to the possibilities here with an Aries, even if it feels like things are not moving right now. You do have challenges with your Aries, like I just said. All right. They may be battling their own ego issues. All right. They may be discontent with something that's going on in their life right now. So that may come across to you like they're not interested in you. All right. So it's too soon right now to really say yes or no to an Aries, right? You got to let this play out a little bit longer. Maybe you will realize that it's not about you. It's not about what you're giving them. It's just that they're not open to receive right now. Taurus, Nine of Water. So wishes coming true with a Taurus. Look at, you have the nines showing up for you with the Taurus energy. So I am seeing here all your concerns fading away. This could be a love of your life. So it does look like Taurus and Cancer. And I remember saying that yesterday, really strong in your reading, Cancer. So some of you who have Taurus around you, you're gifted with a gift from a Taurus. All right, Taurus's reading yesterday was amazing as well too. So enjoy whatever's coming towards you. For many of you dealing with a Taurus, seems like it's all about love here. Gemini, I see a balance. I see the Temperance card. So there's something out of balance when it comes to your Gemini. This can work, but you got to wait for the right time in. And it does take compromise and cooperation with one another. So if you're feeling like your Gemini is creating some havoc in your life, right, you just got to wait for the right time. The Geminis are going through their own shifts right now. So this is giving me possibilities, right? But you have to go with the flow. Let things happen organically. Don't try to force things when it comes to a Gemini. Cancer, Two of Swords. All right. You're having a hard time making a decision. You feel like you're at a stalemate, right? Maybe some of you look at the Nine of Swords in the Sun card. You know, you're trying to do the best you can to avoid something or not worry about something. And it feels like, you know, your Cancer is also in the same kind of predicament, right? They just don't know or are unable to make a decision at this moment. So again, this isn't the outcome of your situation with a Cancer, but right now it does feel like you guys are at a stalemate. Maybe some truth or a truce will come up on the full moon energy. All right, but give it a little bit more time again. Remember, the Four of Swords for you says, don't write everything off right now. Just the problem is not worrying about it or expecting it to fail. Leo, Five of Cups. So things may not be turning out the way you hoped with a Leo right now. All right. But there's still hope. There is still hope. I don't like saying that too easily when it comes to tarot, because I don't want you guys hanging on to, you got to trust yourself first and foremost, okay? And I am seeing here that, you know, maybe your Leo is still pouting over something that's happened or mulling over it, however you want to look at it. And maybe things kind of didn't work out and they pulled away a little bit right now. Sometimes it's just a matter of time and processing and healing, all right? But right now it does seem like you may need to give it a little bit more space with a Leo. Virgo, 8 of fire, right? So things are going to start picking up. And if there are any delays between you and a Virgo, that's about to change. It all could happen at once, you know. It could all happen pretty fast and pretty exciting. Virgo is very forgiving, right? And so, or maybe this is new. Maybe you're just wondering when communication is coming in. I see it coming in pretty quickly. Libra, King of Pentacles. So things looking very successful between you and a Libra. All right. So they may make an offer to you, and it may seem like a very good offer, right? So very confident in this offer that a Libra may make. It seems like they want to make something happen between the two of you. They want to see it work long term. Scorpio, 6 of Pentacles. All right, so gift coming in. Maybe Scorpio is going to bring your gift, right? That Scorpio moon is going to bring your gift. Maybe spending more time, and there could be a new opportunity. Or if some of you, maybe it's their turn to reach out to you, connect with you. But there is a sense of a strong, supportive friendship growing between you and a Scorpio. And with the Scorpio, that's the most important. All right, there's always a friendship. There's always forgiveness. And it just feels like you guys have a very strong foundation, that things will always turn out the best here with a Scorpio. Sagittarius, Knight of Fire. So something sudden with a Sagittarius. This could happen faster than you think. You guys have strong attractions. I do see think things through carefully with the Knight of Fire, because you always have that Sag energy. Sag can come in and swipe you off your feet, but in the moment, and then Monday comes, or there's no breakfast in the morning, So just be careful with the Sagittarius, but just know that there's a fun adventure coming your way with the Sagittarius. Capricorn, 8 of Water. All right, so they may be feeling the need to move on right now, figure themselves out right now. They're searching for something, and it has nothing to do with you. All right, so that may hurt. That may feel like, why? But that's a good thing. It's not about you. It's just, I got to figure out my path. All right, so right now, that does not mean that it cannot turn into something more. But right now, it does show that your Capricorn is trying to move on, do their own thing. Aquarius, I see a Tower moment with Aquarius. All right, so something significant happening with you and Aquarius. All right, this can be a powerful truth, a powerful change that leads to change, that leads to a new direction. All right, it's time to grow from something or move on from something. All right, so anything is possible here with that Tower card. Don't fear the Tower. It always brings, it always clears the way for us. Pisces, I'm seeing unity. All right, so you guys may talk about, and you may decide to, connect, to commit, to turn this into something more. This could also be phoning a friend. And I said earlier that a friend might come in. You might have a Pisces that shows up in your life that has something to tell you, that may give you that information that you're looking for as well. But this is also conversation with a Pisces about where this relationship is going. I love you, Cancer. All right, let's move on to Scorpio. So Scorpio. All right, Scorpio. Scorpio moon, you got all the water. Scorpio sun, moon, rising. Let's see. Scorpio. Let's take a look at what's coming towards you by Friday. Give it a couple days before and after. We're already in the window before. But this is going to be your full moon. All right? And trust your vision and planting seeds. I love this. Crying. Right? And I do see soul agreement, soul plan, and life purpose. So let's dive into this. Let's see what's coming towards you. What's Spirit trying to bring towards you right now? This to me is it obviously is all about your future, your visions. And maybe it's the start of things. Maybe something comes to light on Friday that shows you what you've really been wanting, what you've really been needing. A lot of us may have been kind of filling our time with things just to keep us busy, and not sure what the next plan that the universe has for us, right? I hate those moments. I want change. I do. And so, filling your time, maybe looking back in your past, trying to figure out, should I reach out to somebody? Should I do this? Maybe I should try this. But old things are not going to fit for you right now. And this is why I'm seeing planting seeds, a new life purpose, a new soul plan. So if some of you are bored, maybe you've been bored with whatever mission you've been on or whatever you've been seeking, I'm going to manifest and hope for all of us that, that huge truth, that huge aha moment, that huge, like, all right, I can do this, right? This is what I want. All right, so let's see what's going on here. The overall energy at the bottom of the deck is your energy, 5 of Cups. I just love this card, I just sit with it. And it's like, it's like disappointment. It's like we're feeling disappointed in some sort of, the way something turned out, the way a situation is turning out. Or even sometimes this is just the way we get, especially Scorpio moons, all right? If you're a Scorpio moon, it's like, it's like the littlest thing can make you feel so disappointed, right? You just need all this intensity all the time. Everything has to be amazing or have a meaning, right? But the 5 of Cups can just be like, a dull energy. It can feel like the things that once brought me passion just do not fulfill me anymore. And, but also I want to remind you that a lot of this is living in the past and constantly thinking about the past, constantly going, why didn't I do this? Why didn't I do that? Or why, this, or, and it's just, that's this energy. And that's our, Scorpio moon can bring it, so we always feel bad about something or upset about something or disappointed in somebody or ourselves. So let's see what Spirit is trying to bring to you. Look at this, 10 of Pentacles. You are getting a strong energy of planting seeds for your future, a soul plan and soul family and luxury. I'm always going to throw the luxury out there with the 10 of Pentacles. Some of you here, if you're like me, looking to build for a homestead, looking to build for a bigger future. So if this is what you want and you're dealing with small time, or you're dealing with problems, or dealing with people, or dealing with situations that are not getting you to what you want, this full moon's going to rip those out. It's going to show you the truth. It's going to also manifest some of the work you've been putting in too. So if you've been building and you've been working towards certain goals, this full moon might show you where some of the seeds that you planted already are starting to sprout. Like maybe my strawberry garden will start, sprouting some strawberries, right? But I am seeing here, Spirit, God, universe, whatever you want to, whatever you resonate with, is trying to bring you the gold mine, is trying to get you on the path to life's fulfillment, right? So what's your biggest challenge, Scorpio? The Magician. Your head case. No, I'm just playing with you. All right. I'm throwing some jokes in there because I'm a Scorpio, 5 placements, right? All right. But the Magician here, you just, maybe you lost focus. Some of you lost focus. Some of you still focusing on something that didn't work out for you, something, or you know what, you feel like it's not working out. I feel like this reading is telling you that, your feelings are not really what's happening here. You might be feeling a certain way, but it looks like it's completely different for you. You're just focusing on your past. You're focusing on things not working out for you. All right. That's common, but your challenge is the Magician, which can be, some of you may feel like you can't do it. I look at the Magician card sometimes as a challenge, as fraud. Do some of you feel like a fraud? Do some of you feel like, you're believing in something, but you truly deep down don't believe it's true? Or you don't think that you have the power to make it happen? Or you don't think that you have the skills or that you can attract it in? Or you just don't think you're attractive, right? Or you don't think you deserve it. The Magician card can seriously be, I'm afraid to put my attention on something because I don't believe that I really can deserve that, or I really can have that or make it happen, or I don't have the skills. Now, a lot of you, this card here is your challenge, can be that you're just not taking action. You're saying you want something, but you're not doing anything to get it. So if there's any sign that can handle some of my blunt truths, it can be Scorpio, right? Even though you might get mad. The Magician, though, can say that. It can say you can think all you want about the man, the woman, the dream, the life, the home, the job, the money, all these good things you want, and you can watch every manifestation video on YouTube that you want to watch to make it happen. But if you don't take action and you don't truly believe that you can have it, it's not going to come in. You're going to sit there and feel like life's against you. It's never going to happen, right? So that could be your biggest challenge. And to me also, it could just be some of you are not seeing what you can create. You're not seeing that you can have this 10 of Pentacles. What keeps pulling you? What's your biggest block? The Two of Wands. You know, some of you just having a hard time closing out the path, closing out the chapter. Some of you having a hard time letting go of a situation because you still see possibilities. It is really hard for fixed energy, Scorpio. It's really hard for you to let go because, especially if you have Scorpio Mars, you've got nitro in you. You can go all the way and go. You're like a cockroach. You know, you just don't die. So you can go and go and go and go. And if you have faith in a situation in the past, or if you have a grudge, or if you are holding on to something, or you still want to make something work, you will hold on to that and take it to your grave because you don't want to give up. It feels like failure, right? But you're being pulled here to go in a new direction. You are being so pulled because what happens, whatever it is you're letting go of in the past, or something that you're holding on to with your death grip, I want to make this work. It's got to work. It's an ego thing. It's an ego thing. You know, it's almost like I need something to work because if it works, that means I'm good enough. That means I made it happen. You know, it's a challenge for you. But the thing is the thing that you're holding on to the most that you think you need is actually keeping you from that. So making this choice to just let go of something that's got a death grip on you, whether it's a lover, whether it's a job, whether it's an idea or an identity about yourself, whatever that is, if you let go of that and you don't need it any longer, whatever universe, whatever this new opportunity, this new path that's coming your way, that might seem scary. I don't know what it is. What if it's a new job? What if it's a new person? Who the fuck knows what it is? But once it comes in, what if you chose that path and that was the key to get this path to move? Right? But that's what the Two of Wands does to you. It says, I can't move on until I close out this. Once I close this out. But moving on closes it out. Or this situation grows without you holding on to it, and it comes back around in a version that's in alignment with you. So what else does Spirit want you to know? Look at where you're headed, the Four of Wands. You are keeping or holding yourself back from some ultimate happiness or event that's coming your way. There could be an event that actually is coming your way by the full moon. Maybe you are celebrating some win, or some, like me, I'm going to be a grandma. Right. So there is something coming towards you. There is a leveling up here, and there's an opportunity here. This could be with a new home. This could be meeting somebody, something to do with family, or some celebration that you're having with people. There's new people trying to come into your life too, I'm hearing as well. And there is a situation, a reunion here. So somebody could be coming home. That's what Spirit's trying to bring to you. All right. So what's actually moving and shifting by this full moon? I'm seeing the Seven of Cups. Finally making a choice to move forward. Whatever is not fulfilling you, Scorpio, this full moon is going to release it. All the options that you're holding on to, especially if you're holding on to uncertainty, If you keep holding on to someone and questioning a job, questioning a situation, questioning your purpose, and just sitting there in uncertainty, universe, God, whatever is, you're finally making a choice here. You've got to make a choice. The universe is going to release these things. So it's like a tower. It feels like a tower. It's like you can only sit in this energy of uncertainty for so long. And so the block that's been blocking you feels to me like FOMO, a fear of missing out, a fear of making a choice, a fear of, if I let go of someone or something, I'm not going to have anything. And to me, this is more of a spiritual thing for you too as well, where that is going to be released during this full moon. And it looks like landing here with some new people in your life, or a reunion with somebody in your life too as well. But this is you letting go of the uncertainty. Let me get one more clarity. And I'm seeing the Death card. All right. So once you see what you need to see, you can't unsee it. But the uncertainty is leaving your life. And this could be a major ego death for some of you. It might be one of the hardest things you do. And it doesn't have to happen by Friday. It may have already been happening. If some of you have been sitting in this energy of all the options that have been given to you right now just are not fulfilling you. The Death card is coming in, and the death, this is, the Death card says it's over, it's done. There's no going back. There's like a huge shift here. What's been leaving you unfulfilled has to leave in order for you to find this happiness that's trying to come in for you. Now, I will say it's happening right away. So it's not like you're going through some death. To me, it feels like you've been going through this for some time. It looks as though there's this happening, and immediately you're seeing some sort of results of letting go of a situation that's trying to leave your life. So let's look at Aries through Pisces now. It's going to be totally different. I want you to focus on the sign that's on your mind. And let's see for each zodiac sign. Don't fear the Reaper. This could all be psychological, guys, right? All psychological. Don't be afraid of what's trying to come into your life. Whatever's trying to come into your life is putting you in alignment with the Ten of Pentacles. The gold mine. Could be a new job. Could be a new relationship. It could be a reunion with somebody, that you want to reunite with, right? But it has to happen in alignment. All right, let's see. Aries through Pisces, what to expect by the full moon, each zodiac sign. Well, you got the Queen of Air, all right? So making decisions. Aries, 8 of Water. You may be moving on from an Aries, all right? Or they are moving on. They're searching for something more in their life, and you can't fix them. You can't change them, so for some of you, it's like a decision, your Aries, for some of you, and if this is a new Aries, this might not be resonating with you, all right? Remember the read-in. You've been left uncertain and unfulfilled. It looks like an Aries is saying, I gotta go, I gotta move on, I gotta do my thing. Taurus, 6 of Swords. Things are looking up with you and a Taurus, all right? So if you guys have been going through a difficult situation, you and a Taurus are headed towards clear seas, going to hang out on the ocean somewhere, finding some new direction. Gemini, 5 of Cups. Things are not turning out the way you hope. Maybe you're sick of being unfulfilled. This could be you making a choice to finally leave things the way it's at. You just can't seem to see the positive. They're constantly disappointing you, right? Or they're pulling away from you. Some of you may still, you remember, you have free will no matter what. In any reading I give you, you have free will. Only take what resonates. But the 5 of Water is telling me you're still dealing with disappointment with the Gemini. Cancer, the dreamer, take a leap of faith, right? Unexpected opportunity coming in with the Cancer. They might want to give this another go, right? You guys must be meant to be on each other's path, right? It could be just a start, planting a seed, reaching out, hitting the like button. Leo, 3 of Swords. So still dealing with some sadness. You guys may need more time to forgive each other or give each other space, right? There's still separation. So some of you may be separated or still feeling separated from your Leo. Virgo, we have a great awakening, right? Looking at things, seeing things differently. So with your Virgo, I'm seeing that you're still in sort of separation or things are still in limbo, but this does not mean it's the outcome. It's very important right now for you to remain calm. All right, back away from the situation because this could turn out to be something amazing. You both may realize or see things differently if you give it a little bit more space. Libra, Queen of Water, they're all about you. Give it a little bit more patience, all right? Your relationship may develop to a new level with a Libra. Scorpio, you have the Ace of Pentacles. Look, the Ace of Pentacles, the 10 of Pentacles. Look at the synchronicity. So yes, the universe may not dump the money tree in front of your front door, or, you know, maybe they will, maybe you will win the lottery, but there's an opportunity here opening up for you. A new, very promising relationship, business venture, opportunity coming your way, a new contract, a new direction in your life with another Scorpio too. Sagittarius, 10 of Cups. So you guys both feeling very content with where the relationship is going, right? You may find yourself deepening your relationship. Capricorn, 8 of Wands. So events moving really fast with the Capricorn. Scorpio, Sag, Cap. All right. So things really spicing up with you in a Capricorn. Lots of communication and the energy is shifting pretty quickly. Aquarius, getting messages. A relationship is beginning a new phase. So it could be a new Aquarius, or it could be Aquarius just being more sensitive to the relationship. And Pisces, I'm seeing the Death card, Pisces. So the end of a phase or a situation with the Pisces. You guys may be moving on from one another, or it could be transformation when it comes to the psyche. You know, you may just be seeing each other different. So that is my Scorpios. I might be a couple minutes late for membership, so I'm going to have to change the time here. Content. All right. Pisces, we made it to you. One, two. All right, Pisces. Pisces, Pisces, Pisces. Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, whatever you resonate with. We're looking at the full moon Scorpio by Friday for the water signs. What does Spirit want you to know? What might be showing up by the full moon? All right, the road is clear. All right, walk it your way. Deep connection may be coming your way as well, or deepen in a connection. I am seeing a secret. All right, things getting potent. All right, something surprising may come your way. So you know what to do and walk it your way. Don't change who you are for anyone. If your emotions are being regulated by somebody else, is every move, and every time somebody says or does something, you are feeling pulled. This is where, Spirit is saying, all right, things are more clear than you realize. It's just you might be getting caught up with every little bump in the road that is happening. But also I'm seeing you know what to do already. You know what to do. Don't second guess yourself, all right? You taking charge, you leading the way, you doing what you need to do is going to either push the people away that are no longer in alignment with you, or it's going to awaken the people that you really do want to be in alignment, or you want in your life, and they will follow. They will follow, all right? But no adjusting your goals for other people, if somebody needed to hear that. Of course, kids and things like that, you got to take them with you. But Let's see what's trying to come to you. What's coming into your life? The Hanged Man. All right. So some of you, this is your energy. You know, you've been hanging around for quite some time. Somebody's been keeping you strung along or keeping you hanging. No bueno, right? Or you've been sitting around in life and just kind of hanging there waiting for life to happen to you. That's no bueno too. All right. All the opportunities are open for you. Make something happen. Do it. This is a new era for you. We just all made it through and survived all that Pisces energy for so many years. You know, this is not, you're not the same person you were before, and you don't even know who the hell you are right now or where you're going. But this is a good energy. This means you can do and be whatever you want. You can leave the old version behind, the old story behind. You can leave everybody behind. You could pack up, but like I said, like, you got to take your kid. You got to take your kid. Right? But right now, sometimes we don't know what that is, you know, what this new version of us is. And so this is just confidently walking forward and trying things on for size, seeing what shows up in life, see what the universe brings to you, you know, rather than trying to hold on to anything that you've outgrown. What is trying to come towards you? I have the Knight of Pentacles. A new routine, a new life, a new daily structure. Health, money, work. You have a person. You have somebody who maybe has the same routine as you, somebody who fits well into your routine, somebody who values you, values your routine. So when you change your routine, when you do the things that you want to do, or you start to make a plan, all the things that you want to do are ready, available for you. This to me feels like Spirit's trying to get you into alignment with this new schedule. You have to step into the new, fresh version and not keep yourself strung to the old stories. Oh, I can't do this. I can't change this. I don't know. I want this. I want more money. I want to lose weight. I want to do this, or I want to dance. I want to do all these kind of things, but I'm not taking the steps forward. But it looks like somebody's trying to enter your life, the person that you really want to be with, or the job that you really want to have, or the life that you really want to have. But you're being asked to step up and structure your life so that you can let it in. You know, I saw Matt Damon, how he met his wife 20 years ago as a bartender. And not everybody can be a bartender that gets swooped up by a famous person, but she was at the right place, the right time. But, you know, obviously she was maybe working to go through school, whatever. But we're not all the pretty woman or the lucky person that just, you know, life just happens to us. Most of us, we have to make life happen for us. We got to structure our life so that we are the person that we want to date, that we want to hire. And if you're insecure, or you don't feel like you're the person that somebody that you'd want to date or that you'd want to hire, it's not going to happen. And then you may settle for less, or hold yourself back from what it is you really want. So it does look like you're being asked to step up into the position and be the version of yourself that you want to see with the person or the place or the thing that you want. You've got to play that part. You got to be that part. And the road is clear. And many of you already know what to do. So what's your biggest challenge? The Queen of Pentacles. you know, stubbornness, stuck in your old ways. You've been doing something for so long that you don't know how to shake out of your routine. Codependency. I'm throwing these things out there. If they don't land, don't take them, and don't take them as an insult. We all have these bits and parts in us at times. It could be fear of your own skills, not knowing your worth, or just so comfortable in the way things are that you'd rather think about changing things, but you don't know how to actually stick to it or pursue it. It seems like a distant dream rather than, you know, Queen of Pentacles can make all kinds of excuses. I have so many responsibilities. I have this, I have to do this. I can't because of money, all these different things. But you can, because you're also showing up as a queen, whether you're male or female, it does not matter. You have mastered the skills. You've done it before. You can do it again. All right. So what does keep holding you back? What's your biggest block? The Empress card. You know, the Empress, you've set your roots the way you have, and you don't see the possibilities of growth. You're not open to receive. I'm calling a lot of us queens out here. A lot of us queens have worked so hard, and males too. All right. This is masculine energy too, but I mean, it can be masculine, but I'm seeing the Queen and the Empress show up. So it's the feminine side, right? Some of us, you know, we've had to get our own needs met by ourselves, or we're just so, we don't know how to receive help. We don't know how to lean back and be feminine and let somebody else help us either. But a lot of us may have deep, you know, of course, this can go spiritual mother wounds or insecurities with our body. That holds us back. Not being in love with who we are, who we've become, right? But what holds you back is, maybe for some of you, it is motherhood. Maybe for some of you, it's parenthood. Maybe for some of you, it's, you know, I've forgotten who I am. But you are being asked to step into a new version of yourself and evolve. Because this isn't all you are. There's more to come. But some of you also may be thinking age or time, or you're running out of time. And so it's hard to just sit back and receive, and to trust that it's going to come to you without you also getting it, going after it. So that's a conundrum. That's a contradiction, right? On one aspect, you got to open up to receive and know you're worthy and allow it to come to you. But on the other hand, you still have to take the steps and make the plan and plant the seeds and move forward. So it's like a balance between the two. And that could be overwhelming for Queen of Pentacles, especially, you know, if you have a lot of deep-rooted fears. It can be hard to face this. And I can see that it is hard for you. But you are being asked to envision what it is you really want for yourself and start walking the path. What's it? Just taking one step at a time. I have the Four of Swords, right? So it does feel like some of you may be getting overwhelmed at times. You know, you don't know what to do, but you are being asked to do a reset. Maybe sit back and think about what it is you truly want. You have another go in you. And it does look like meditation and really visualizing what this new life for you looks like. So what's actually moving for you this week and shifting? And I'm seeing justice. So of course, the Scorpio moon may bring up a lot of what's working and what's not working for you. So if you have a lot of good things in your life that you've been working towards, working on, you're going to see things come to light. You're going to see closures. You're going to see balances, the checkbook balances. You're going to see a lot of things come up that you've worked for. All right. But this is also knowing your truth too and finding closure. So many of you may be finding closure this week with things that you just know are not good for you anymore. Right. And that can be hard decisions to make. You're making some important decisions, which means that this might not be good for me, but I know, and so I know I need to cut it out, or I know I need to cancel it, or I know I need to not spend, or I know I need to commit. This is also commitment. I need to commit to my new way, especially if it's about money worth, and wanting to start this new career, new life, or even health. This can talk about relationships and health too. What is it that's bothering you about your health? All right. So I do see the Justice card here, the big Justice card coming in for you this week. Let's look at, I didn't expect these readings today to go so bringing a balance, bringing your life back into harmony. Let's see Aries through Pisces. Aries through Pisces. All right, so this is individual, whoever's on your mind, Aries through Pisces. Let's see what might show up by Friday for each zodiac. I'm not here. I know you guys are kind of quiet right there. So maybe I was hidden. Maybe I was hidden some guys, look at this. I'm going to show you something because I'm so dramatic. The Queen of Pentacles is showing up again right here too. A sensible approach. This isn't asking you to rewrite your life and make everything so complicated. It's a reset. It's, being, kind to yourself and dealing with your challenges one step at a time to rewrite your story, right? You guys are still showing up as the queen, and you got the Empress showing up. But some of us are harder on ourselves, male or female, than we can even imagine. And we're the ones holding us back from our true happiness because we're so set in our ways. So Aries, 3 of Swords. All right, so you may still feel yourself, you may still be in a separation with an Aries, all right? Give yourself a little bit more time to heal. This does not determine the outcome. Aries through Pisces does not determine the outcome. It just shows you the energy that I'm picking up on right now, all right? So this is the time for you and Aries to learn how to forgive yourselves and forgive each other. But you may need a little bit more time. Taurus, 6 of Pentacles, a gift coming in from a Taurus, maybe more effort, more time, maybe even some money, all right? But you may be rewriting the rules when it comes to you and a relationship with Taurus, right? You guys both kind of agreeing to agree to something, to disagree, or agreeing that you both respect each other and you really want to make something work. This could be a strong friendship starting again, or reestablishing, or a new friendship, but it's starting from a very solid foundation. Gemini, Knight of Cups, falling in love, all right? You may get an offer of some sort or an invitation to go somewhere with a Gemini, all right? There's room to grow, falling for each other, a lot of romantic feelings. Cancer, 2 of Cups, a relationship that is growing closer with a Cancer. So you guys may have that conversation. All right. Or if you have a conflict, this is positive outcome to whatever conflict that you're having with a Cancer. Leo might be going their own way. They just want something more meaningful in their life. Or you may want something more meaningful. You and Leo may be finding that right now you're just going your own ways. Doesn't mean it's over for good, but it could. It doesn't mean it though. Virgo, Ace of Cups, all right? So they're also, falling for you or very interested in you. So there could be a new offer, new relationship starting, a new move. They're making the move on you. Libra, 8 of Wands. So events moving really fast with the Libra. So things could, all just hit you at once, might happen all at once. You know, so that to me is like a quick turn, right? Things maybe stagnant, not so much anymore. Scorpio, 2 of Pentacles. There's a lot going on between the two of you. There could be a decision this week, but it is saying, hey, try to find a more playful approach or not be so serious about what's going on. Things are still moving between the two of you. Sagittarius, 6 of Cups. You guys both thinking about each other. And so you guys may be resolving your issues or talking about the past, or you may just be getting together if that's the case. But it seems like you both have mutual attraction for each other. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Capricorn, a balance. There's an imbalance in the relationship. You may be finding that things are starting to work itself out. If not, it's saying wait for the perfect timing. All right. So give it a little bit more space or time if that's the case, or just don't force it. Aquarius, 3 of Wands. So things are looking really good with you in an Aquarius. You could be making plans to move forward. And Pisces, Page of Water, a new person entering your life, Pisces. For some of you, there's somebody trying to enter your life. But also for some of you with a Pisces, you know, a relationship could be entering a new phase as well. I love you guys. I'll see you all in membership. Get your questions in there. We're rolling through them today because there's a lot more on Tuesday. I love you guys. Take care. Thanks for being here.